Hey, MathKook here. This video contains one of many examples in my Algebra 2 library. The rest of those examples, along with hundreds of other videos, are only available at mathkook.com. Let's MathKook it up. This question says, solve the equation for x and check your solutions. Log base 1/3 of 9 minus x equals 0. So we have a log in an equation here and we're trying to solve for x. So let's take a look at some steps to help us solve. So step number 1, if we have log base b of x equals log base b of y, we can cancel out the logs and set the arguments equal to each other and solve. Step number 2, if it's in log form, we can change to exponential form using our equation here. 3, if more than one log, combine the logs first, then apply step 1 or 2. And then lastly, step 4, we will check our solutions as they may be extraneous. And extraneous means that you get an answer, but when you plug it back into the original equation, it actually does not satisfy the original equation. So let's go ahead and bring down our equation and look to fit one of these steps here with this equation. So notice we have a log, and if I move the x over, it'll be in log form here. So let's go ahead and move the x over. So I'll add x to both sides. So on the left side, the x's cancel. We have log base 1/3 of 9 equals, and on the right side, we have 0 plus x, which is just x. All right, so now we want to convert this from log form to exponential form. So we start with the base, you raise it to whatever's on the other side of the equal sign, and set it equal to the argument, which in this case is x. So in our case, we're going to start with 1/3, which is going to be our base, and we're going to raise that to x, and then set that equal to the argument, which is 9. So it'll be 1/3 all raised to the x equals the argument, which is 9. All right, so we're almost there. Now, our goal is to solve for x. So we want to try to get the same base if we can. Now, 3 and 9 are kind of our two numbers here. So this 3, we can write as 3 on top. Now, what's the exponent on this 3? Well, hopefully you said 1, so there's a 1 there. Now, if we move this 3 to the top, the exponent becomes negative. So the left side becomes 3 to the negative x. And the right side is 9, but we can write that also in terms of base 3. So 9 is 3 squared. So let's go ahead and write that on the right side, so 3 squared. So this is really nice. Now that we have the same base on both sides, we can cross them out. So the 3's will cancel out, and we'll be left with negative x equals 2. And then we divide by negative 1, and we get x equals negative 2. All right, so there's our x value. Now, I'm not going to box it yet because we want to check it to make sure it works. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down our check here. So we're going to plug in negative 2 here for x. So let's go ahead and plug that in. So we have log of base 1/3 of 9 minus, and then x, which is negative 2, equals 0. All right, so we're going to simplify the log base 1/3 here. So log base 1/3 of 9, well, that's kind of a tricky one to find. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find that on the side here. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do log base 1/3 of 9. I'm going to set it equal to x. Then we're going to start with the base, raise it to the other side, and set it equal to the argument, which is 9. So this will become 1/3 to the x equals 9. All right, and kind of like what we did here, we're going to move this 3 to the top here and make this 3 to the negative x equals, and 9 is 3 squared. Cross out the bases, negative x equals 2, and then x equals negative 2. All right, so that tells us that this whole log right here is equal to negative 2. So I'm going to plug that in here. So negative 2 minus minus 2, which is really plus 2, equals 0. So now we have 0 equals 0. So that's great. So that tells us that when we plug in negative 2 for x here, that was our answer we got originally, that satisfies the initial equation that was given. So I'll put a check mark here. So that tells us that negative 2 here is a solution of our equation. So we can go ahead and box it. So x does equal -2, and it is a solution of our initial equation. Hey Kook, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. For unlimited access to all of my Algebra 2 videos, visit mathkook.com. Thanks for watching.